Time to put the guys on the clock, and we start with what is a new timetable for Sixers center Andrew Bynum. His personal doctor extended his return more than 3 weeks. He's cleared for on-court activity on December 10th, but maybe an additional month before he can play. So, D.A., I start with you. What's the concern meter look like for Andrew Bynum?
It's on 11, to quote Spinal Tap. Look, it's not so much that Bynum won't play this year. He's going to play. The question is, what do you pay him? He's going to be a free agent. He's going to want a max deal. And I just don't think there's any way you can give this guy a max deal with his history of injuries, inconsistent play. He's certainly the second best center in the NBA when he's right and he's healthy. But he hasn't been right or healthy for a while. And so I just wonder how much money can you put into this guy?
Good question. What do you say?
Well, I think the best thing that happened to the Philadelphia 76ers is they're going to get 2 more months without Andrew Bynum, basically. They're going to find out exactly what kind of team they have without him. And therefore, they won't have to dive into that deep end of the pool in terms of salary in free agency and maybe go in a different direction. This was going to be a test run anyway for them. And now they're finding out they're not going to have him for really the start of this season. You move on, maybe Andrew Bynum comes back, but you do not invest long-term in Andrew Bynum, not with those moves.
I like what the Sixers are doing, though. They're battling so far. You got to give them credit there. Meanwhile, the Knicks are 4-0. Sekou, how about some thoughts on the Knicks start? Are you excited? You fired up?
We've been here before. I know better than to jump over the moon about the Knicks right now, but I will give them this. Last year, the glimpses that we saw of Mike Woodson and that team and the way he was commandeering some of those guys to play defense and to give a better effort on that end of the floor, I think has really sunk in. And I think if you look at Carmelo, some of those other guys that are not known as defenders or even guys interested in playing defense, the fact that they're doing it now and doing it at a high level is what's making them go.
Yeah, what say you, D.A., about these New York Knicks?
A great start, and I think that they are, I believe the record is 22-6 in the regular season since Mike Woodson took over. So, I mean, he's doing a great job, as Sekou mentioned. But you have this looming question of what happens when Amari Stoudemire comes back. Here's where I think Mike Woodson needs to be bold and say, hey, Amari, you're going to come off the bench. You're going to anchor our second unit with Novak and Smith. We're going to have a dynamic second unit, continue to put the pressure on other teams, and leave that first unit alone because it's working with Ronnie Brewer and Carmelo Anthony as a stretch four.
Oh, I'd love to listen into that conversation. I'd love to be a part of that. That would be fun. But I like the suggestion.